Welcome back. We want to take a closer look now at new health and wellness initiatives for officers of the Green Bay Police Department. These are part of an effort to help with growing mental health issues within law enforcement. At the top of that list, suicide. Nationally, law enforcement officers are 54% more at risk for suicide compared to civilians. Already in 2023, there have been 24 suicides, and here in Wisconsin since 2017, 28 first responders have taken their life. That according to data compiled by bluehelp.org. Now, among the initiatives at GBPD, a new app that provides access to mental health resources and instant support, also incorporating physical fitness, mindfulness, and meditation to better support mental health. And coming soon, annual check-ins with wellness coaches. And we are joined now by Lieutenant Erin Block. She's of the community police staff at Green Bay PD. So let's start with this. We read some of those numbers here, and I'm just curious, how difficult is it for officers to come forward with this stuff, whether it be because of this persona of maybe you have to be tough or there's a perceived lack of sympathy on the outside? Is it difficult for officers to talk about this stuff?
Yeah, it really can be. We are seeing a big change with being more open and trying to break down that stigma and making it more comfortable for officers to come forward. But there is always, and there has always been, that mentality where, you know, I'm tough. The community expects me to be tough.
Right.
I can handle this. And we really have learned that part of that is really working through it, right? It doesn't take away the trauma that we experience, but we have to figure out how to cope with that effectively, how to bounce back and be resilient.
Have you seen some early returns from the implementation of these things we're talking about?
We have, and we've seen a lot of breakdown of barriers and a lot of breakdown of stigma, and just getting people comfortable with culturally competent therapists and counselors is huge. To have those people around in the station giving us training on wellness and resiliency and having the chance to talk face to face like you and I are doing breaks down a lot of that barrier alone.
Chief Davis, since he came in, health and wellness of his officers has been at the top of the list. This is something he feels very strongly about. In fact, on that app, he's got videos on there addressing officers as well. So that support from the top means what?
Support from the top down is huge, because if you don't have that, you're not doing anything with any sort of project at all. But really what it does is it encourages people to come forward and tells people that, hey, it's okay. If you are struggling with something, you don't have to be afraid that you're going to be fired or that we're going to look down on you because you need some additional help working through something, because it's traumatic and we understand that.
That app, as we mentioned, the help can literally be a tap away. How does it work?
Yeah, so the Tap Away Get Help Now is for our peer support line, and that Cortico app with that tap of the help to get help now can be for an officer in crisis. He or she can tap that button, or a family member or support person has access to that too.
Okay.
And what that does is it will simultaneously ring out to all of peer support's phones, and the first person on peer support team that picks up that phone gets an immediate connection with the person who needs help.
Erin, this is all meant for, as we mentioned, this is for the staff, the officers themselves. But how does the community benefit from you folks having these resources at your disposal and literally at your fingertip?
The community is the person who's going to reap the most benefit, or the people who will. We're going to provide better service, first of all, because if you have healthier officers, they're going to be more productive on the streets. They're going to be in a better mood. We're going to have better connection with people. It's very normal when you're having a bad day to go out and have a hard time connecting and communicating with people, and it's no different for us as well. So for us to be our best selves really benefits the community, because we're going to provide a better service.
In 2018, Congress passed the Law Enforcement Mental Health and Wellness Act, which recognizes that law enforcement agencies need and deserve support in their ongoing efforts in these areas that we're discussing. It's necessary for current staff. But one of the things we talk about a lot when we interview folks in law enforcement, recruitment, retention.
Yes.
These seem to all fold together now, right?
Yes, yes, they really do. So it's no shock to anybody that recruitment and retention is hard, and it's been hard with the state of how things are right now within the law enforcement career. So it's important for us to retain the really great people we have and then also to bring in great people. We want qualified, competent candidates to come to us, and people are going to do that if they see that we're well taken care of and that we have the backing of our community.
So when you speak with folks in other departments, I would assume, we've heard people moving towards this, but how does what you're doing compare to maybe some of the other departments in the area? And are others coming to you and saying, how did you do that? We'd like to copy that.
Yeah, I would like to say that we're a huge pioneer as far as this is considered. And while all departments across the nation are recognizing that it is a big deal to start taking care of the people who take care of others, I feel like we're just light years ahead, which is fantastic. Our peer support team is very large. It gets involved when we have new recruits or new hires, and we put on a wellness presentation for them. So right from the start, they know what our department's about and what the expectations are. Hey, we want you to have a great time. We want you to connect with the community. And in order to do that, we need you to take care of yourself. We're looking at nutrition pieces for, financial wellness. It
Sure.
just really gets into the whole 8 dimensions of holistic wellness. And we know that each dimension, if you dip in one, it affects the other. So we really need to make sure we're good in each and every part of those dimensions. And we're trying to do that.
It's very thorough and
Yes.
very important stuff. Lieutenant, thanks so much, and thanks
Yeah.
for your service.
Yeah, thank you very much.